Good evening. I'm Cornelius Elmore. Yes, the Cornelius Elmore. And tonight, we explore the deepest recesses of the human mind, from the dark places we tell our children horror stories about to the hilariously confused, by focusing on a single man that embodies those very fears, that love, that insanity. A man that's been at the crossroads of many a controversy and just as many triumphs. A true Canadian enigma, as mad at his core as the most brilliant among us. And when the scribes of history close the big golden book containing the tales of humanity and our sun's supernovas becoming a red giant that swallows our planet, he'll be left out of that story. Mostly because he was shouting gibberish at them while they were writing it. Join me as I talk to him from his secluded home deep in the heart of the Guatemalan jungle. Over the next 7 hours and 46 minutes, we journey into the life of this artistic unicorn in his own words. This is Mill Purphy.
So, what exactly are we doing out here?
Well, Jimmy, I built us some fish manges today.
Fish manges, alright.
Ever hear of fish manges?
I have not.
Didn't think so. Probably wouldn't teach you that until about year 4, I'm thinking. Science school.
I'm on pace for 4. I'm at 2 right now.
2?
Yeah, I just found this ad on Kijiji for an amateur scientist. I applied, paid me to go to school, is giving me a paycheck. Don't exactly know what's going on, but here I am.
We're going to be building some conveyors for nutrients for the salmon run. It's a pretty big deal.
Fair enough. They need their nutrients.
Yeah. It's actually pretty surprising that so many people don't know what that is. Fish mange. Back in, I don't know, I think 1927, science was just brimming around that time. And the sciencers back then discovered that during the spring runoff, when the snow melts, nutrients were just sinking into the ground and being completely wasted next to the riverbanks, when they could build a natural conveyor system for these nutrients to enter the streams and feed the fish, who then feed other things. Did you bring your kit? You brought your kit?
I do have my kit with me, yeah.
Alright, we're gonna need your kit.
Yes, I don't know what he's talking about, a kit. Just shredded up a bunch of paper, put it in a bag, and he doesn't talk to me about it, so...
Jimmy, every time we go, you bring your kit, right? Get samples, Jimmy!
Yeah, it's looking good over here.
So, unfortunately we don't have any snow left here, but we do have damp areas in the ground that still contain those valuable nutrients. They'll run down this into the river where the salmon will eat. You getting samples, Jimmy?
Yeah.
There'll be a good 12 people that get a healthy salmon dinner from this one mange. Getting samples, Jimmy?
Yeah, got a good one here. How's it going over there?
Manging! Want to try to build a mange? Want to try a mange?
Yes.
Whoa! What are you feeding with this?
It's mange.
They gotta go down into the river, Jimmy. You're taking the nutrients from the earth into the river. Right?
How am I to mange into the river?
24 people, buddy! Jimmy! Jimmy, come here! I do believe this is the hoof print of a Socrates nimblefoot.
No way.
Yes! This is extremely rare, and look, it leads off into the bush. Get a sample of this, Jimmy. Get a sample of this. So, we managed to feed a good 85 people today. And that will go a long way towards helping world starvation. We started here in the Athabasca River, but
Fraser.
This is the Fraser River?
I think I know what river it is.
Phil, my first question to you is, can we address the elephant in the room?
Well,
Is he talking about me? Listen, man.
Listen.
No. I didn't need that. Elephant, cow, all the same thing. My brother used to call me a cow when I was younger. That's what you need to hear, right? Is your 11-year-old cow. Last thing I need on a Wednesday is to feel bad about myself, and maybe he didn't mean it, but that doesn't mean that it didn't hurt, and maybe you should watch out for what he says and how he says it. Listen, I'm just gonna go. I seriously just don't deserve this.
I just think you're taking this out of proportion.
As
I
always.
just don't think. Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to leave animals out of it. If that's all right.
Phil, there's been long swirling rumors that you ghost wrote the 1997 charting hit Tub Thumper by Chumbawamba. What do you have to say to that?
No, but I wasn't involved in any of the ghostwriting. But it was based loosely on my childhood. When I was just a young boy, my mom always told me if you get knocked down, you got to get up again. And she also called me Danny Boy, which was weird. That was the name of my younger brother, whose father was roadie for Aerosmith in the 80s, early 80s. He was good friends with my father, who was a roadie for Styx at the time. And they're a couple now, our fathers, and they recently adopted a Chinese boy who they named Danny Boy Jr. It gets really confusing sometimes around Christmas. You know, especially our dog's name is Chumbawamba. But I think the band really managed to capture our infusion of confused love. I guess it could be looked at as a kind of metaphor if when we're so inclined to metamorphosize.
Mr. Murphy, why the whistle stop? Why now? Why this time to make your triumphant return?
I think it'd probably be best if we ventured inside the venue itself to deal with this question here.
Whoa.
Crescent.
Whoa. No, Murph, you're banned for life. You can't come in here.
We're just gonna go in for a second.
No.
One second.
No. I'm sorry. You can't come in. No.
No, I'm just gonna.
You're banned for life. Get the fuck out of here.
Come in for
You're banned for life. You're banned for life.
Mostly because it feels like family.
In response to the second half of your question, Corny, the time is now. None of us are ever really gone.